Okay, it works. Okay, thank you, Isabelle. Good morning. I'm Laurent Balahi from Bureau Veritas. I'm involved in Integradde project from the outset, and I'm going to present you a short overview of some characteristics of the additive manufacturing market. So first, I will introduce some information about market highlights, competitive factor, but also market entry barriers. I will provide you some key issues on the current market situations, a very short market analysis, and then a conclusion. Okay, up. Sorry. Try to move to the next slide, but it doesn't work, Isabelle.
Okay. I will.
Maybe give you the control of the presentation.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. It's okay, Laurent. I can move the slide.
Okay. Thank you, Isabelle. As an introduction, some words on the objective of this presentation. So, because additive manufacturing concerns a lot of markets and products, it's difficult to provide the data or analysis readily and easily usable. That's why in this short presentation, we propose to focus on some key points and highlight some perspectives. Most information shared in this presentation come from a survey conducted last year by Vollers Association, and more than 230 additive manufacturing system manufacturers were consulted worldwide to build this survey from Vollers. What I suggest is that attendees of this training can go further by reading the last Vollers report. It is very detailed and provide you a lot of data on the additive manufacturing sectors. A focus on the last 12 months is, as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted the additive manufacturing industry during the last 2 years, and particularly in China, Europe. Factories shut down or have reduced their production. The pandemic has impacted most industrial sectors, but with a different level of impact. Today, what we can say is that the losers of the pandemics are oil and gas, aeronautic, service providers, hotel and tourism, and also in-person events industry. The winner were mainly the internet services, the big tech company, and the health sector. But most analysts consider the impact on additive manufacturing industry do not affect, in fact, the long-term tendency of this sector. Considering additive manufacturing, if you have a look on the last 30 years, we can notice two periods between, it is on the diagram, between 1993 and 2010, the market was in a continuous but low growth rate. The first part of the diagram. And but for 10 years, we can see that the growth rate has been really strong and continuously strong, as you can see on this slide. The growth has been shared between manufacturing in blue and services in gray. Services related to additive manufacturing, obviously. The average growth rate would be around 25% a year, which is enormous. Next slide, Isabelle. Okay, thank you. As I mentioned before, the pandemic has deeply impacted industry. However, the additive manufacturing market grew by 7% last year. It's really a good performance within this context. It's important to notice that added value provided by services takes an important part in the global revenue. And according to experts, this part is all the more important that the experience of manufacturer is increasing. The rapid proliferation of additive manufacturing system manufacturers have accelerated in recent years. This proliferation of manufacturers open new opportunities on the market. The first reason is the part of revenue spending in research and development. According to Volas report, average R&D spending was around 36% of the global revenue last year. I repeat, 36% in R&D. The result of this huge investment is a number of new additive manufacturing systems put on the market. It really offers new perspective in terms of capacity, product size, quality, and usable materials. According to AM system manufacturers, a lot of new materials and machinery are ongoing development. Another key factor is the experience gained by manufacturers, and especially for metallic products. Today, we can say that manufacturers are able to propose to final consumers a large range of products with consistent and regular quality level. This impressive growth in the activity and the number of AM system manufacturers make additive manufacturing more visible on the market. And it is really important for the development. It also increases its impact on potential customers. What is also important to notice is that an efficient network is today in place and could have a domino effect in the next few years. Other thing to underline is that the quality continue to improve. And today, most manufacturers are able to propose to customers products with a quality level comparable to that obtained by subtractive manufacturing. Last, because environment and social impacts is really important, AM appears as a way to reduce the carbon footprint, and it should not be neglected in your market perspective. Next slide. Okay. So the survey of AM system manufacturers and additive manufacturers bring to light some competitive and recurring factors. These factors are classified here by descending order. The first factors to be mentioned is elimination and reduction of tooling. because the cost of tooling for subtractive manufacturing of material product is very expensive. And with additive manufacturing, it's possible to manufacture prototypes, for example, or small series with low investment. The on-demand manufacturing is to say if an user needs spare parts, for example, it can be produced very quickly. It's an important difference with the subtractive manufacturing. The reduction in lead time, inventory and labor. It's with additive manufacturing, it's possible to build in fact closer to the end user. It's not necessary to have many years supplies of spare parts. Lightweight parts, the just necessary principle. Optimize the structure, fewer parts numbers. Custom and limited edition products. It's a real advantage for designer and for prototyping. And waste reduction. This diagram, the well-known diagram for additive manufacturing on the right side, reminds us the cost curve. For additive manufacturing, considering the quantity of produce, the cost is in fact approximately constant. It's represented by the red curve on the slide. The curve in blue shows that for subtractive manufacturing, the cost decreased with the number of units produced. We can say that for prototype or for small series, additive manufacturing is very, very competitive. Nevertheless, due to AM system performance always increasing, the cost of AM manufacturing products goes down year after year. We can notice that over the years, the red curve is going down, in fact. Next slide. So, despite the real improvement of quality and range of products, some barriers still exist. In this slide, we have an overview of main barriers identified by manufacturers. The first one is the cost of finishing surface and inspecting processes. It's an important work, try for research and in the next few years. Most investment are tending to reduce this cost. Building good AM product from good design needs experience and appropriate tools. So experience is a key factor of success, and it's necessary to invest in AM to target good quality and profitability. That's why services is so important in part revenue, in fact. Materials available. All materials cannot be used in AM manufacturing today. Lack of standardization and certification of products. Standardization is necessary to flow exchanges between actors, and certification is necessary to develop the confidence necessary to make new investment. Cost of metal systems. The cost is increasing with performance. Mechanical property for metallic parts or surface finish in comparison with mainly casting and forging. Next slide, Isabelle. Okay. So, some word about material. Material production represents 50% of the global revenue of AM market. And non-metallic products represent a major part of this market, around 80% with photopolymer, polymer, and filaments. Nevertheless, since 2015, metallic material are increased at least by 30% a year. In last year, most profitable material are, according to manufacturers, polyamide for non-metallic products and aluminum for metallic products. In addition, we could say that metallic material have the most important added value in additive manufacturing markets. But metallic parts or components need high level of reliability and strength. So with standardization and certification, a metallic product could access to new market, in fact. Go to next slide. So as mentioned previously, due to COVID, this market was stable last year after a 30 years period of increase. But what to note here is the machine park had become important the last 10 years with 8,000 AM system produced in 2008 and 23,000 system last year. The cost of AM system depends on material and technology. And to give some figure, approximately, we can say that the average cost for a metal AM machinery is around 410,000 euro. For a polymer AM machinery system, 45,000 euro, and for a desktop printers, it's around 4,000 euro. So it's an approximation. The table on the right side shows where the investments are made today. So the USA is the leader, followed by Europe and Asia. Israel, with 14% of worldwide investment, shall be also pointed out. Next slide. The number of AM system manufacturers is today approximately 230. In 10 years, this number has been multiplied by 10, and it's an extraordinary growth. And this technology is really booming. The market leader are USA with 20% of the market, followed by Germany 12% and China 11% of the market. If we consider the number of units sold worldwide, considering only companies that sold more than 250 units last year, we can mention Stratasys with 13.5% of the market, followed by 3D System, Markforged, Formlabs, and EnvisionTex. The percentage are mentioned on the slide. Next. So this slide focuses on services. The part of services in revenue is still increasing these last 10 years. The services represent today 59% of the global revenue. Services include, in fact, maintenance, software assistance and upgrade, training, design assistance, exposition, advertisement, contract research, and consulting services. Growth in services revenue is due to main factors: high level of added value in additive manufacturing products, and experience gained by AM major actors. In a development phase of these sectors, in order to increase the numbers of manufacturers and suppliers, it's necessary to transfer knowledge, experience, or feedbacks and technology. That's why we can say that services is so important in this new technology. and because everything has to be built. Next. In this slide, some information about the market evolution. As we have seen, additive manufacturing continues to grow and mature. A wider range of materials and systems means more applications and new possibilities for end users. Specific areas of development have emerged, such as marine and medical sector in the last few years. And the building construction industry is also experiencing different ways of development. We could mention, for example, rapid construction in building construction. New perspectives are opening up with advanced concrete material, more compliant with AM technology. All that will create more applications with improved performance and reliability. And concerning metallic materials, new alloys and specialized metal powders are developing. In the same time, printing of multiple materials is in progress. It opens new opportunities to create new applications for aerospace, automotive, and energy sectors. Automotive and aerospace sectors played an important role in leading AM technology development. We can mention General Motors, Porsche, and in France, Michelin, when made important investment in research and in facilities. And in marine, a lot of new applications has appeared this last 3 years. Most major actors has today a 3D printing project. For example, a naval group received a certification from Bureau Veritas for its 3D printed propeller, put in operation in February 2021. In electronic, AM is introducing an entirely new method of electronics manufacturing. And the deposition technology of conductive material will use totally the manufacturing of printed circuit boards. It's really important to notice the way of building circuit boards could be totally renewed thanks to AM manufacturing technology. It's a faster way to produce printed circuit boards, and the reliability of the connections are better. Another sector with very strong perspective and to be mentioned today is the pharmaceutical industry. AM enables fast and flexible production of pills and tablets, and these medicines can be used for clinical trials and tomorrow for local productions. But it also allows production of personalized medications for patients. Last, the printing of food offers an interesting range of possibilities. So it provides new design and new possibility in textural experiences. The AM can also enables alternative meat products with the use of non-animal based protein. So next slide. So as a conclusion, what should be remembered in all of that? So the balance between advantages and drawbacks in additive manufacturing moves in the good direction. It shows that new feedstock and materials will create a lot of opportunities. The market of spare parts and end-use parts is still a priority for most AM manufacturers. And as mentioned earlier, marine market is one of the most promising, and major investment have been recorded in that sector. But aerospace and automotive still play a role of leader on this market. The environmental impact could boost also AM development. Price of raw material and energy cost will be crucial in the future. And additive manufacturing is probably one of the most promising solutions. We can mention also that energy saving come from the elimination of tooling. It improves also feedstock use and allow inventory reduction. So it is important to have in mind. And resource savings, particularly water, are also a real advantage for this technology. Last, I could say that additive manufacturing is an extraordinary tool to improve design and innovation. As a conclusion, so the unexpected pandemic has interrupted 10 years of strong double-digit expansion of AM industry, but it's only a brief moment on the way of a continuous growth. According to Volos report, a strong growth in the next 10 years is expected. The diagram on the right shows Volos expert forecast. See the chart on the right. After all, for manufacturers, the question now being asked is when and where should I begin investment in additive manufacturing? So the market is clearly shared between those who are able to introduce AM in their products and those who fall behind. As usually, growth is driven by market leaders. New products development and manufacturing are today led by aerospace and automotive. Tomorrow, marine and medical dental services will join them soon. According to experts, in the near future, AM will invest consumer product markets. Customers are willing to pay a high price for product design specially for them. Additive manufacturing can afford them what they demand. Thank you for your attention.